Well, bugger me. Welcome to this week's Top 5. This one, I can't explain to you the quality of builds that have been submitted this week. What a stupidly difficult one to judge this was. I'm not going to say any more. This time round, we're going to start off with the best clean camps of the week, and then we're going to take a look at the best immersive camps. Jesus, I hope that I've done this right, because it could have gone many, many different ways. Anyhow, let's get bloody cracking. In the number 5 spot, we have JW1071 with the Cavern Hideaway Camp. Any other week, this could have been a number 1, guys. However, this week, like I said, something's been dropped in the bloody water. Now, I know what you're thinking, yeah, this isn't a clean camp, TNG. What the bloody hell are you doing putting it in this category? And you know what, from the outside, yeah, I'd have to agree with you. However, mon petit fleurs, this is one of the cleverest, most well-concealed camps I've ever seen. If we take a look through this, granted, rather immersive looking entrance, we're met with this beautifully decorated little house, and what JW's done is built it into a natural, I wouldn't call it a cavern, I'd say it's more of, I don't even know, a crevasse or something like that. Either way, no matter what you want to call it, it's a really clever build. Ingenious use of what we've got on the map there. I have seen this kind of camp done before, but never one as clean as this. It was really smart, JW. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4, we have LadyH with the Maya Lake House. And again, another beautiful build that could have placed a lot higher on a normal week. Now, I will say we have had quite a lot of modern houses submitted this time round, but this one stood out to me for the pure and simple reason it's unique, innit, LadyH? You made something different, right? And that's why it stood out to me. I like the stiltediness of it. Stiltediness. I have no clue what that word was. Probably doesn't exist in any language, but you get what it means, don't you? Of course you bloody do. It's obvious. Now, as well as the Mad Stilty Boy 1200s, the lighting, again, those neon tubes look really nice on this build. I don't know why. They're not exactly groundbreaking, but they just look bloody sweet. I can never get them looking that good. Anyhow, I digress. Let's have a ganders at the interior, and as to be expected, beautifully well decorated. Sitting room looks spot on. Nice work on that. I'm liking some of your little merges that you've done. Simply lovely. And yeah, overall, really nice place to be in. LadyH, thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 4 spot. Okay then, so this is where shit starts to get real. I'm not saying the camps that have come in number 5 and number 4 aren't good, but the top 3 are just the next level. They're some of the best I've ever seen. You know what, sod it, guys. You could class all of these as joint number 1s this week. And please, let me know down in the comments how you would have placed them. Anyhow, let's crack on. In the number 3 spot, we have Hitbit. And Hitbit has built a fucking plane that actually looks like a plane. How in the name of Todd Howard do you come up with something like that? Look at it. It looks like a World War II fighter. I'm seeing Messerschmitt. I'm seeing a little bit of P-51 Mustang. It's absolutely mental, isn't it, guys? What can I say? I don't know how Hitbit has done it, so I can't highlight any of the building techniques that have been used. All I can do is sit back and admire it. What an awesome creation. Now, you guys will know, if you've watched the top 5, Hitbit has produced some cracking vehicles over the years. But this is my favourite. This thing is simply outstanding. Hitbit, fair play to you, my friend. Congratulations on the number 3 spot, aka joint number 1 spot. Hats off to you, mate. Alright then, so in the number 2 spot, we have another monster of a build, and this one is by Payu. And yet again, many aneurysms must have been had creating this build, and I'm still scratching my head as to how people have the patience to do shit like this. Ladies and gents, it's an actual castle, isn't it? It looks like a traditional European medieval castle. We've got the round towers, we've got the little keep in the middle of it. It's mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. And when you take into account that Payu has done this using the wavy Willards defensive walls, it makes it all that much more impressive. I've said it before, Payu, you are the master of using that particular building piece. What an amazing creation you've come up with here, buddy. I can't begin to think the amount of time it took you to get everything placed down so neat and so symmetrically. It was bloody fantastic, bud. You have absolutely killed it with this. I'd say this is up there with the church build you did. It's very close. At least in my opinion. Anyway, I don't know, guys. You let me know down in comments. Payu, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 2 spot, but again, much like Hitbits, this could quite easily be a number 1 camp. Now, speaking of the number 1 spot, who do you think's got it this week? I'm not going to mess you around, I'm just going to straight up tell you. This week's winner is Radrux with the Boombox build. I fucking love this thing. Not only does it look awesome and is just a really fun camp, I mean, come on guys, how can this not put a smile on your face? It's also very technical and unique too. I mean, have you seen one of these in the Wasteland before? I know I bloody well haven't. This is a first. You know, it's very rare when you see the first of summer in Fallout 76 these days, but I've, you know, come across 2 in one video, so yeah. This week's turning out to be a really bloody good one. I'm enjoying it, actually. Now then, a couple of things that really stood out to me on the exterior. I mean, other than the fact it's a bloody boombox. I really liked how you got the tape hole things spinning in the middle there. Now, for those of you who are not old enough to have ever touched a cassette tape, count yourself lucky, right? Because if for some god-awful reason your tape managed to unravel itself, you'd have to shove a bloody pencil through them holes and just wind at it and just keep going until it all goes back inside. Proper kick in the dick. But anyhow, I digress. Radrux, your camp is absolutely awesome. It's up there with my favourites. Thank you very much for entering this week. Welcome back as well to the competition. It's nice to see you again. And yeah, congratulations on the number 1 spot. Smashed it, mate. The most unique build I've ever seen in 76. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the clean section. Can you see why I was struggling so much this time round? And like I say, I hope I've got it right, but if any of you disagree, please let me know how you would have done it down in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to find out. Now then, up next we have the immersive camps. We do also have the 2 clean honourable mentions as well, but I'll bundle them in all together. But before we take a look at any of that, if any of you guys watching want to try your hand at the top 5, it's really simple to do. All you got to do is click on the link in the description of this video. It'll take you to my Discord and you submit your camps into this section here. Dead easy. Now I will say the competition is tough, as you as you can see so far, but there is new entrants getting in near enough every single week. And funnily enough, you're actually about to see some of those new entrants in the immersive section, so let's get into it. In the number 5 spot, we have Jsoto with the Transformer build. And before you say, guys, I know, is this really an immersive build? Usually I'd say no with robots, but this looks like something... It looks like something that a bunch of raiders have thrown together. Does that make any sense? Let me explain a little bit more. Fallout's a universe where we have shit like Liberty Prime mooching about. So is it really out of the realms that a group of raiders or mad tinkerers have just upscaled a normal-sized robot? I don't know. I think it's possible, but again, you guys, let me know down in comments. Have I made the right call? Personally, I thought it was just a really fun-looking build. It's relatively well put together, and it's clever as well. Yeah, it's an unusual one, this, and that's why I like it. It stands out. Mr. Soto, I think you have done a fantastic job with this one, my friend. Yeah, it brought a smile to my face. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 5 spot. Okay then, so in the number 4 spot, we have a new entrant to the competition. Yes, that is right, a new entrant. Simply lovely. This awesome looking truck build is done by N3vN3v No, and I love it. It's properly wastelandy, isn't it? You could definitely imagine a group of wastelanders coming across an old truck in the wasteland and turning it into a home, like Nev's made here. And just before we go any further, I hope I'm bloody pronouncing your name right. I'm just guessing. I'm probably butchering it, but that's what I do. I'm good at it. I'm British. Right then, moving on. While the outside is indeed very impressive, you've done a fantastic job, the interior is what really stood out to me. What incredible decor you've done here. I don't know how you've managed it, but you've somehow got a scrappy kind of vibe to it, but it's also quite cozy and clean as well. It's an odd combination, but it works bloody well, I must say. N3vN3v, thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 4 spot. More than well deserved. I love this build. Coming in at number 3, we have Silver Bunny with the Twiggy Tower build. Again, another very unique one, and a fantastic use of a pre-existing location. If any of you wondering what that pre-existing location is, it's the treehouse. Bunny has done an awesome job at transforming what is effectively a shitty little platform in a tree into a really cool and scrappy looking camp. And I'm not going to lie, Bunny, I'm surprised that tree can hold up the weight of your ginormous bollocks, because when you're getting things like Auga, I can't pronounce it, the big fucking turtle things spawning there. That is a brave and dedicated choice. You must have been rebuilding that camp many times when one of them things decides to have a tantrum and throw shit everywhere. Oh, it would have been so good if you still had your Deathclaw there. You could have made a fight arena. But anyway, I digress. Bunny, you have done a fantastic job on the treehouse, like I said, but you've also made a really cool little compound as well. I like the perimeter fence. It's got a multitude of different materials, which does add to the overall effect. And as ever, your decorating and your lighting is 100% on point. Bunny, you have knocked this one out of the park, my love. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot, we have not a new entrant, but somebody placing for the first time, Mystery Moonlight, with the quite aptly named Mystery Market build. So, where do I start with this one? This camp is a perfect example of the power of decorating. I've said that before, and I'm sure you all know exactly what I mean. However, we will get onto that in just a short while. Let's talk about the exterior first. It's not actually anything too complicated or mad, guys. It's actually a fairly simple structure. But that's not a bad thing. It works in this situation, and I think it looks very scrappy and very war-friendly indeed. Now, yes, maybe the welcome home sign is a little bit not immersive, but other than that, yeah, I think it's fits in with Wasteland perfectly. Now then, onto the pièce de résistance of this camp, as the Algerians say. I don't know. The decoration. Look at this, guys. How well stocked up is that? It looks amazing. While the exterior may be quite simple, there is nothing easy about the inside of this. Mystery has set out to make a market, and the interior decor, that's what makes it a market. It's just absolutely perfect. It really is. What a fantastically decorated interior. I've said it once, I'll say it a million more times. That shit's not easy. Immersive decorating, especially on this level, there's a knack to it, and Mystery has obviously mastered it. Phenomenal interior decor on this one, Mystery. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 2 spot. Hats off to you. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away there. I was just embracing my inner DTD gamer. Anyhow, now we come to the number 1 spot, mate. And who do you think's got it this week, like? Sorry, I promise it's out my system now. Anyhow, before I tell you who's got the number 1 spot for the immersive camps, it's time for this week's honourable mentions section. Yes, and obviously we do have 4. We've got the 2 clean ones that were previously mentioned and 2 immersive ones. So we're going to start off with the clean honourable mentions, and the first one goes to Fuzbrain with this fantastic modern home build. Fuzz, I've got to say, this thing was absolutely stunning, my friend. The exterior, beautifully well done, like the little compoundy gates you've got on it. Aye, all round a really nice looking camp, and it looks like you've had a whale of a time doing it as well. Now, just a bit of feedback, the only reason this didn't place higher is because there was quite a few modern houses submitted this week. So I went with what I considered to be my favourite. Obviously, it was a tough category this time round. I must say, though, yours and Ian Reptile's camp, I do believe, were very close to getting in the top 5. So, yeah, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. Now, our second and final honourable mention goes to Nuke and Nurse with this giant bloody mushroom camp. Now, I will say, I have seen a lot of these now. I think it was Lucy Jane who first actually came up with this designer build. And it was quite a while back if memory serves me correct. However, it doesn't make them any less impressive. Nuka Nurse, you have done a fantastic job on this. Really, really solid work. Now, yes, obviously the main attraction of it is the fact that it's a mushroom, but your decor's really good inside as well. So yeah, top marks to you. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. So now we come to the immersive honourable mentions, and the first one is going to go to... Who's it going to go to? Ah, yeah, of course. Back an hour with the Scrap Shack camp. I'm sorry, I really do struggle to say that. It sounds like I've had a bloody stroke if I try and mouth it too quick. But anyway, I digress. What we've got here is a fantastically scrappy camp, and I think Bakanawa has done an awesome job on it. It's a really, really cool looking build in a really cool location, which I've got a nasty feeling we're not going to be able to build in for very much longer. So I am glad to see somebody, you know, utilising it while we still can. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal work on this. The decor, the exterior, 10 out of 10 from me, pal. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. Right, so now we come on to our fourth and final honourable mention, and this one is going to go to Hunter Strelok. I'm not sure, I do apologise, with the Knickerbocker Curios and Lone Star. And I must say, this build does look very familiar. I'm not gonna, you know, toot my own horn, but that does look like a shop I did in Charleston not long back. Strelok, I think you've done a much better job on it than I could ever do, though, and yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. And that interior that you've done, my god, mate, the decoration on that is top-notch. 10 out of 10 from me, my friend. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. Right then, so that's all the mentions done. Let's get back to the number one spot. And who do you think's got it this week? Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for any longer. This week's winner of the Immersive Camps category is Rammstein 2070 with the Light Rail Stronghold. And wow, I mean, let's just take into account where this bloody thing's built for a kickoff. That is some impressive work, getting a structure like that all the way up there. Especially one that big as well, because that is a chunky boy of a build. It's not a small one, is it? It's got bloody love handles on its love handles. You've also got bloody prefabs up there as well. Again, not sure how you've done it, but it looks bloody cool. Aye, exterior-wise, pal, you've done a really good job, and the fact you've managed to get all of that in and stay within budget too is very impressive. Awesome work on the exterior, my friend. I'm getting Fallout 4 vibes from it. I'm not too sure why, but it definitely has that kind of aspect to it. Now, on your interiors, with it being such a massive build, they're not filled to the brim. However, there is some good decorating in here, and like I say, while it's not as rampacked as some of the other builds we've seen in the competition, it's by far the biggest one we've seen this week. So yeah, kudos to you for actually getting something in there that looks half decent. Rammstein, you have absolutely smashed it with this build. Very impressive on the outside of it, and pretty decent looking on the inside too. Thank you very much for entering this week, and congratulations on the number one spot. And with that, guys, another week of the top 5 is over. And like I said, this one was a bloody toughie. That clean section, especially, my god, it hurt my brain. I felt like smashing my head through my screen by the end of it. I would like to say a massive thank you to everybody who entered this week. You did an incredible job, and if any of you didn't get in and you want to try again with the same build, please go ahead, because you may have a better chance on future weeks. Was absolutely stupid this time round. Anyhow, as ever, a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. The extra support is much appreciated. If that's anything you guys watching are interested in, there's a link in the description, as well as links to all my other socials as well. Anyhow, I love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one. Have fun.